Hi everyone, welcome back. So I just finished filming this makeup look. I love the finished look, but as you will see in the video, I went through some struggles. The lip color I chose I didn't like, had to switch that. The color that I have on my lash line was a struggle to get on. You'll see that. I had trouble getting my lashes on. There were some struggles, but I powered through and I really like the way that it came out. So we have pink in the crease, purple on the lid, and then a light pink on the lash line. I actually really like it. So I'm not going to ramble. I'm going to have to change this purple hair because I just noticed that every makeup look I do is surrounded around the purple hair. So I'm wearing like pinks, purples, nudes, that's it. So I won't have this hair for too much longer, but for now it's fun. So no rambling. Everything's linked down below. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram and Twitter. Those will be right there, and let's jump into it. Right, so let's get started. First thing I'm going to do is start with the good old tape trick. You guys have probably seen this done a million times. You put it on the edge of the eye just so that you can be as messy as you want, and when you take it off, it's nice and neat. And as you can see, the madness in this video has already started. I just kicked the camera. More drama to come. Gonna have a sip of tea. I told you guys, I have tea every time I film. I'm gonna start with this Wet n Wild palette. I can't remember the name. I'll link it down below. I've had it literally for a year or two. I love this palette, and I think it was $4 or $5. Using one of my favorite crease brushes. This is the Sephora brand brush. I love this brush to really precisely put a color in the crease. So I'm putting that pink color all in the crease, and as I'm looking at it, I'm thinking it's not as pigmented as I wanted because I wanted the crease to be a bit bright. I mean, not stark bright, but as you can see, this is really faint. This color is nice. This palette is good. Wet n Wild, their shadows, it's either great, okay, or meh. You really have to build some of their shadows to get the pigmentation that you want. So for this pink shade, I really did have to build it up. So now that I've got that on, I'm going to use this NYX Jumbo pencil, and I believe this is Black Bean. It's just a black pencil, and I'm going to put that all over the lid as a base for the purple color that I'm going to put on top of it. Anytime you want a color to pop, I highly suggest using a base. It just makes the color even more vibrant than it already is. And you see the beauty of having the tape is that we can be as messy as we want, but then when we remove that tape, the line at the end of the eye is just going to be nice and neat. So this is really great, especially if you're in a hurry and you just don't have time to be really neat. I love using the tape trick. So I'm just putting this color all over my lid, trying not to go too much into the crease, just sticking to the lid, but it's okay if you do because we're going to blend it out anyways. Now that we've got that all over the lid, I'm going to go back with that Sephora crease brush, and I'll link everything down below. I even try to link the brushes I use. So I'm going back in, I didn't put any additional product on that. I'm just blending it out so that it blends and have more tea. I have so much tea. So now I'm going in one of my favorite palettes, the Urban Decay Electric palette, and I'm taking the purple shade, and I'm using a flat brush. I believe I got this, no, this is Makeup Addiction brushes. I bought this online. I'm using a really flat brush, and I'm packing that all over the lid, trying not to go too much into the crease because we're just going to blend it out. But you can see how putting that black on makes the purple really pop. I love doing that. If you're using a lighter color, then you'd want to use a white pencil or a white base. But since I'm using a deep kind of like royal purple, I used black. Can you tell what my favorite color is? I mean, oh my God, purple hair, purple eyes. My shirt's kind of like a pink purple. I love purple. So I'm just packing that all over the lid, not worrying about being too messy because we have that tape. And I'm going back in and blending again. That is the key, guys. You have to blend the crease. And I'm showing you how, you see how messy I am? I've got with the tape, but when you take it off, it's going to be nice and neat. So that's why I love using the tape. I do it a lot of times, even when I'm not in a hurry, just when I want to be quick. So now like I told you, I wanted the crease to be a little more bright, so I'm packing on more of that pink from the Wet n Wild palette. And you can see as you build it up, the color payoff is really there, but I don't know, like some of the Wet n Wild colors you don't have to do this, and some of them you do, and it varies within the same palette. It's very interesting, but I think it's worth it. I mean, their palettes are like, what, $3 to $5? Definitely worth it to me, so I'm just taking my time to blend that out. Now this is where the drama ensues. So I started using a white eyeliner pencil from NYX, and the mistake I made here was, first of all, it's way too small, and it wasn't sharpened, so it's just coming off clumpy,
You can't even really see. You see, it just kind of looks like a white blob. So I was just like, no, not even going to waste my time with that one. That's probably better for lining the inner corner of your eye or something. So then I went in with this NYX white eyeshadow base, and this was another disaster. I don't know why I thought to use this, because this is meant to be put on as kind of what I use that black bean pencil for, as a base. So I decided to use that with a liner brush, and it didn't even, I wanted the color to be white, but instead it just kind of mixed with the purple eyeshadow and made a lilac. So that's why it ended up working. But I wasn't even going to put this video up because I was like, this is not what I wanted it to look like. But I just wanted to show you guys that sometimes everything doesn't work out the way you thought it would. It still turns out all right. If you tried, you learned something. There's nothing wrong with that. And I like the finished product, but I really had to take my time because this eyeshadow base is really not meant to line your eye. So it was kind of smooth, a little too smooth to be used as a liner. So it moved a lot. So it made it very difficult to make the line straight. So I cut out about 10 minutes of footage because I did not want to bore you guys, but I just had to take my time. Definitely suggest using a liner and not an eyeshadow base. So then, of course, my camera died, and I couldn't show you me putting on my foundation, but I did use the Dior Star foundation, which I will link below, one of my faves. And then I used my, what primer did I use? LA Girl primer. And I put that under the eye, on the chin, in the middle of the forehead. And I like to first blend out my concealer with my finger because the heat from your finger really helps to give it a natural finish. And then I'll go in with my beauty blender and just take my time blending this out. This takes so long for me. I don't know, does it take this long for you guys? Like literally it'll take me about 5 to 10 minutes just to blend out the concealer. I don't know if it's because I'm putting too much, but I like the coverage it gives. So, and you can see I have concealer in my hair up there. I was just a mess this whole time. I was really struggling, but I made it to the end. So I'm going to blend that out. And then what I do is I take my foundation brush. This is one of my faves, Real Techniques foundation brush. And I go in the outer parts of where I have the concealer to blend it with the foundation. And now I'm taking my Sonia Kashuk powder brush and I use the Laura Mercier setting powder. And I am blending that out and making sure that it is set because as you guys know, I am very oily, so that is a must for me. I must always set my makeup with a powder. Didn't used to do that, and it makes such a big difference when you do that. So I'm just going to make sure that's all blended out. And now I'm going to go in with a oldie but a goodie. This is my Blackberry Bronzer from Black Radiance, just to contour the nose quickly. I didn't want to do a full contour because I was having a struggle of a day. I didn't want to mess anything else up. So I was like, all right, we're getting to the end. It's looking good. I better just do the nose. I always contour my nose. And I'm using my Sephora contour brush to blend that out. If you guys haven't tried Sephora brand brushes, I like them. They're really middle of the road price. I'm watching TV really quickly. And they're really good quality and they've lasted me pretty long. So going in with blush, I'm going to go into the e.l.f. blush palette, and this is in the shade Dark. The blush palettes come in dark or light. I really like this palette. I think it was $6. Really nice. And I'm going to pack that on, but it wasn't giving me as much coverage as I wanted because I'm very oily, so the first thing to come off on me is usually blush, just because my whole face gets really oily. So you'll see later I'll put more blush on. And now I am using the Champagne Pop Highlight on the upper parts of my cheekbone. I didn't want anything too dramatic because we have a lot going on in the eyes. So then I went in with this Milani blush because I just wanted the cheeks to be really nice and rosy and flush. So you see that gave me the finish that I wanted because I usually tend to pack on the blush. So we've got that blush on. So now I went in with this NYX matte, I think it's a lip cream. I'll link it down below. Very beautiful color, really bright. I don't think it's a matte. I think it's an actual gloss. It smells so great. I love it. I'll definitely be wearing it a lot this summer. But just with this eye look, I did not like it. I felt like it was a little too bright. Now that I see it on camera, I'm actually like, that is actually kind of pretty. But when I was filming, I was like, no, it's not. It's not the vibe I'm going for. But I do highly recommend these. I love the way they feel. Really beautiful, long-lasting, smell great. But for this one, I was like, no, just not working. So you'll see me get up. I have my pajama bottoms on. And I went and got this color from Wet n Wild. I believe this one is called Vamp It Up. Now this I did like, but it was a little too dark. It actually matched my hair a little too much. So you'll see later that I put a lighter color in the center of the lip. So this looks nice, but it was a little more dark than what I wanted. So then you'll see me get up again, go back. You'll see my pajama bottoms, and I'll go get another lip color. And so then I got this lighter color. This is just a nude lipstick, and you can see my nail. I have no color on my pinky nail. Oh my God, such a mess. So I put that in the inner part of the lip, just in the center, just to give it some color because it was a little too dark for me. And that is the finished look. I hope you enjoyed. Hope this inspires you if you're ever having a bad makeup day, bad day in general. Turn it around. Don't give up. Keep going. I sound so corny, but I really mean it. Hope you enjoy, and don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you soon. Bye.